my name is Cindy.
I'm Mike.
We run a design studio together that's called UnitLab. We create installations and objects for museums and cultural institutions. We also run workshops for young people.
One of the things that is key to our work is that we try to communicate science to people, and we want them to understand science in their own context through everyday life. Our STARTS residency is hosted by S+T+ARTS here in Athens, and our challenge is called Virtuous Circles, and it's about seeing if schools can become catalysts for change in neighborhoods. One of the things that we're trying to do is to create a holistic picture of circular economy for the students. So we are trying to give them an array of subjects such as waste, collecting data, urban nature in a city, all sorts of topics that kind of show them what a more sustainable future could look like.
So for the Green Club workshop, I'm working on something called urban nature with my students. And the scope of the project is really to design architecture for animals. Considering being in Athens, I was interested in getting my students to create small dwellings inspired by classical Greek architecture. We're looking at birds and we're also looking at cats. And the idea is that we create these architectures during the class time, and then we deploy the architectures outside in the school playground. And we try to attract animals to visit the architectures by offering them food and offering them shelter. And we're going to be filming and capturing the results of this using something called My Nature Watch camera.
We upcycled actually all clothes, and we created a tote bag together with the kids. And the idea was actually how we can use very, very simple materials that we already have in our home, and we can make something new out of them.
So in my workshop, the students are focusing on data collection. So we are actually creating what we call interactive questionnaires. And then once we've collected all this data, we're going to look at it and see how that actually affects environmental issues around them.
The students made little coasters with discarded plastic bags using the handcrafting technique of weaving. It's so magical how yarn can just intertwine and become a piece of fabric using any material possible, including plastic. We also talked about basic concepts like what is upcycling, what is sustainability, and how one can be sustainable in their daily lives, focusing specifically on plastics.
So we run a workshop called DIY Renewables, and we built solar power stations and wind turbines with the students. And we also make circuit boards so we can convert the energy that we create and power a light with it.
We're hoping that this will essentially turn students into inventors and make them take charge of their own future. So we're really hoping that they can bring them home and talk to their parents about sustainability, their friends, and that way the school sort of becomes the starting point for sustainable change.
After testing the workshops in Athens in May, we've been developing a platform called Green Club, where educators, parents, and students can access simple step-by-step instructions to be able to do the workshops on their own. Each workshop is designed to use as few resources as possible. People can also share their outcomes on our environmental data map.
We're quite excited to continue to collaborate with artists and designers beyond this residency so that we can enrich the platform with new workshops.